Welcome to the 1990s. This was an exciting decade which started off with the largest museum heist in history. In the early morning hours of March 18, 1990, a pair of thieves disguised as Boston police officers entered the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, stealing 13 works of art. And to this day, the works of art have still not been found. On February 11th, the South African anti-apartheid revolutionary Nelson Mandela was freed after spending 28 years in prison for his protests against resistance and against the white minority oppressive government. On April 24th, the Hubble Space Telescope was launched into space. It remains in operation today, recording some of the most detailed visible light images ever. 1991 brought several significant global events. From January 17th through February 28th, Operation Desert Storm was in action. This was the combat phase of the coalition forces' war waged against Iraq in response to Iraq's invasion of Kuwait. After the end of Desert Storm, on March 3rd, an American taxi driver, Rodney King, was pulled over in Los Angeles. He was drunk and did not cooperate with the officers. When he finally got out of his car, the officers got him on the ground but continued to use excessive force. This was caught on video and created shock and outrage. For 350 years, black people in South Africa were subject to harsh treatment under the exceedingly unjust laws of apartheid, which literally means apartheid or segregation. On June 17, 1991, the apartheid laws were repealed. The year ended with a significant change in the USSR. While some historians dispute it, the most common opinion is that the Cold War ended in 1991 with the collapse of the Soviet Union on December 25th. On April 29, 1992, the officers who beat Rodney King were acquitted, triggering riots in Los Angeles. The riots caused 53 deaths, more than 7,000 fires, and nearly $1 billion in financial loss. In 1993, a bomb went off in the underground garage of the World Trade Center in New York City, destroying many cars and some of the structure. It did not damage the main part of the building. In 1994, Nelson Mandela was elected president of South Africa. Mandela served as president until June 1999. In 1995, after a highly televised trial of the century, O.J. Simpson was found not guilty for murder of his ex-wife and one of her friends. On April 19th, Timothy McVeigh detonated a bomb in front of the 9-story Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in downtown Oklahoma City, killing 168 people. He was sentenced to death for the bomb. On December 31st, 1995, the final Calvin and Hobbes comic strip was published. This strip was about the adventures of a boy and his stuffed tiger Hobbes. In honor of this awesome comic, here are two of my favorites. In 1996, a relatively quiet year, the mad cow disease hit Britain, first making the cows seem to go crazy, then starting to affect people who ate tainted meat. The Hale-Bopp comet is only visible once every 15 years. 1997 was one of those years. On August 31st, Princess Diana died in a car crash. She was Prince William's mother and possibly the most loved princess of all times. On December 19, 1998, Bill Clinton, the 42nd President of the United States, was impeached by the House of Representatives on 2 charges. 1, perjury of obstruction of justice. He was acquitted of both charges by the Senate on February 12, 1999. While many were ready to party like it was 1999, many others predicted catastrophe at the end of the year. The Y2K problem existed because most dates in computers were programmed to automatically assume the date began with 19, as in 1977 and 1988. But when the date was to turn from December 31st, 1999 to January 1st, 2000, it was predicted that computers would be so confused that they would shut down completely. This brought much fear and anxiety as the century came to an end.